I welcome you all in the class of political science. Students, I hope you all are fine and taking good care of yourself. Today we are here to start our chapter number 6. The name of the chapter is Judiciary. Students, here I will tell you it's the chapter number 6 as per the books we are having, but as per the syllabus, we can say that a revised syllabus from the CBSE, it's a chapter number 5. Fine. So we will start our chapter, that is judiciary. I hope you have done this, in your previous classes also. So students, let's move towards our first topic, that what is the meaning of judiciary. Fine, we have done in our previous classes also that there are three organs of the government. First we are having legislature, second we are having executive, third we are having judiciary. Fine, so judiciary we have to discuss in this chapter in detail. So judiciary, what is judiciary? Judiciary is an important organ of the government. Fine, so it is an important organ of the government. We know that what type of task performed by the judiciary. As we know that legislature, if we talk about legislature, makes laws, executive implement that laws, and the judiciary checks that the laws are implemented or not. We have taken lot of time example of our school system, that if it is a school, we are taking example that in our school the management is a judiciary, principal is a legislature, teachers are the executive. Fine, so teachers execute the laws, principal makes the laws, and judiciary means management. What does it do? It checks the laws are going to be implemented or not. Fine, so this is the function of the judiciary. So we will discuss now the particular we can say that a definition of judiciary, what is the meaning of the proper, that we have to write that what is judiciary. Fine, so let's start the meaning of judiciary. The judiciary is a system of courts that interprets and applies the law in the name of the state, and this branch of the state is often tasked with ensuring equal justice. Equal justice is the most important task of judiciary and responsibility of judiciary, we can say this. Fine, except of this we are having an another meaning of judiciary, or we can say that another definition of judiciary, that the judiciary is the branch of government that is primarily responsible. Fine, primarily responsible for interpreting the law. So this is the main meaning, or we can say that a definition of judiciary. Now the question rises that why do we need an independent judiciary? Fine, students, we know that in any society disputes are bound to arise between individuals, between groups, and between individual or groups and government. Fine, so all such disputes must be settled by an independent body in accordance with the principle of rule of law. Fine, so now firstly you will know what is rule of law, and this idea of rule of law, like rich and poor, men or women, forward or backward classes are subjected to the same law. This is the meaning of rule of law. I am repeating again that it means rich and poor, men or women, forward or backward classes are subjected to the same law. They all are same in the eyes of law. Fine. So the principle of, we can say that a role of the judiciary is to protect the rule of law and ensure supremacy of law. Fine. It safeguards rights of the individual, settle disputes in accordance with the law, and ensures that democracy doesn't give way to individual or group dictatorship. In order to be able to do all this, it is necessary that the judiciary is independent of any political pressure. You are very much clear that if there will be any pressure on judiciary, do you think that it can take a particular or bold decision? Never. So judiciary should be properly political pressure free. Fine. Now we will start the topic that what is independent judiciary. We talk about judiciary a lot. Now we will talk that what is independent judiciary. Student, the independence of judiciary doesn't mean that the judiciary is not accountable to anyone. But the independence of judiciary means that no other organ of the government, whether it is a legislature or executive, would restrain the functioning of the judiciary, and the judges would perform their functions without any fear or favor. Fine. The independence of judiciary doesn't imply arbitrariness. Judiciary also is a part of the democratic political structure. It is therefore accountable to the constitution, to the democratic tradition, and to the people of the country. Fine. So, in easy words, we can say that the meaning of judiciary, independent judiciary, is that other organ of the government, like the executive and legislature, must not restrain the functioning of the judiciary in such a way that it is unable to do justice. They can't, interfere in the function of judiciary. It also means that judges are able to perform their function without favor or fear, and the other organs of the government should not interfere with the decision of the judiciary. Fine. We are having some provisions that the Indian Constitution seeks to achieve the independence of judiciary through a number of measures described in its provisions, such as first, appointment of judges means to avoid the consideration of party politics. If it will be in the hands of any party, so party can appoint judges as per their own wishes. It can appoint only that judges which can favor that particular party. So this function has been kept in under the judiciary. Fine, for appointment of judges. Next, we are having the provision that we can say that fixed tenure. Fine, the judges have a fixed tenure. They hold office till they reach the age of retirement. No party, no ruling, no opposition party can make pressure on them. Only in exceptional cases the judges may be removed. And the constitution prescribes a very difficult procedure for the removal of judges. Fine. So this is also a big and bold point about judiciary, that the judges which is appointed by judiciary, or we can say that under judiciary, they are having fixed tenure. No one can remove them. Fine. If anybody can remove, if any power can remove also them, authority if we take decision to remove them, very difficult procedure is over there for their removal. Fine. So next we are having financial independence. Financial independence, like the judiciary, is not financially dependent on the other organ of the government. I'm repeating this line. The judiciary is not financially dependent on the other organ of the government, like legislature and executive. The constitution provides that the salaries and allowances to the judges are not subjected to the approval of the legislature. Fine. Next, we are having immunity from criticism. The action and decision of the judges are immune from the personal criticism. They are free from this thing. Next, contempt of court. The judiciary has power to penalize those who are found guilty of the contempt of court. Fine. Next, we are having no discussion on the conduct of judges in parliament. The constitution specifically restrict that the parliament from discussing the conduct of the judges except when impeachment proceedings are being carried out. Fine. So what is impeachment? I will tell you now. Students, impeachment is a way to remove government officers from office in some countries. Fine, it is a way to remove government officers from office in some countries, and it happens when officer doesn't want to leave his job. Fine. Now I hope you understood the meaning of impeachment. Fine. So we were discussing that no discussion on the conduct of judges in parliament, that constitution specifically bars the parliament from discussing the conduct of judges except when impeachment proceedings are being carried out. So students, we have discussed that some provisions to seek that our Indian constitution seeks to achieve the independence of judiciary through a number of measures. We can say that are provisions. First, we are having appointment of judges. We have discussed fixed tenure. Third, we discussed financial independence. Fourth, we discussed immunity from criticism. Fifth, we have discussed contempt of court. And sixth, in which we have discussed the meaning of impeachment also. That is no discussion on the conduct of judges in parliament. Fine. Let's start the next topic, that is appointment of judges. Fine. The appointment of judges has never been free from political controversy. Many disputes were there for the appointment of judges. It is a part of the political process. It makes a difference who serves in the Supreme Court and High Court, a difference in how the constitution is interpreted. The political philosophy of the judges, their views about active and assertive judiciary or controlled and committed judiciary have an impact on the fate of the legislation enacted. Students, there are many persons who influence the process of judicial appointment, like Council of Ministers, governors, chief ministers, Chief Justice of India also. Fine. So as per the appointment of Chief Justice of India is concerned, in short we can say that a CJI, meaning Chief Justice of India. Clear? If we will talk about the Chief Justice of India, over the year a convention had developed whereby the senior most judges of the Supreme Court was appointed by Chief Justice of India. Fine, I'm repeating again that senior most judges of the Supreme Court was appointed as the Chief Justice of India. Who are the senior most of judges of the Supreme Court? They can be a Chief Justice of India. Clear? And this convention was, however, broken twice. 2 times this convention has been broken. In 1973, A.N. Roy was appointed as CJI, superseding 3 senior judges. Again, Justice M.H. Beg was appointed, superseding Justice H.R. Khanna in 1975. Fine. If we talk about other judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court, they are appointed by the President after consulting the CJI. Means the President has to consult with CJI if he has to appoint the other judges of Supreme Court or High Court. So this in effect meant that the final decision in matters of appointment rested with the Council of Ministers. What then was the status of the consultation with the Chief Justice? This matter came up before the Supreme Court again and again between 1982 and 1998. Initially, what happened? The court felt that role of Chief Justice was purely consultative. Then it took the view that the opinion of Chief Justice must be followed by the President. Finally, the Supreme Court has come up with the novel procedure. It has suggested that Chief Justice should recommend names of persons to be appointed in consultation with 4 senior most judges of the court. Thus, the Supreme Court has established the principle of collegiality in making recommendation for appointment. Fine. So, what is the work of Supreme Court in appointment of other judges now? It can give only recommendation of some names. Fine. At the moment, therefore, in matters of appointment, the decision of the group of senior judges of the Supreme Court carries greater weight. Thus, in matter of appointment to the judiciary, the Supreme Court had the Council of Ministers play an important role. Clear? Students, you know what is the tenure of the judges of the Supreme Court? The judges of the Supreme Court shall hold office until they attain the age of 65. Clear? And their salary, we are talking about their salaries of the judges of the Supreme Court are determined by the Parliament by law, and until provision on the behalf is so made, such salaries are, we can say that as are specified in the second schedule. Clear? Now the question arises, what should be the qualification for being appointed as a judge of Supreme Court? Fine. Firstly, he must be a citizen of India. He should have worked as a judge of High Court for at least 5 years. Fine. He must be a judge of High Court for 5 years if he has to appointed for a Supreme Court. Third, we are having he should have been an advocate of one or more High Courts for 10 years. Or in the opinion of the President of India, he must be a distinguished jurist. Clear? So these were the qualification for being appointed a judge of Supreme Court. Clear? Students, I hope you clear all the topics. Now the next topic we will cover in our next video. Thank you so much.